From Las Vegas, it's Dry Heat with Mike Davis.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dry Heat with Mike Davis here in the Den, FOX5 Studios. I am with one of my favorite people. He scares the crap out of me most of the time. That's how I first became infatuated with this man. But Jason Egan has been a fixture here in our community, I believe since 2001 is when you moved. You're an Omaha, Nebraska guy.
That is correct. I moved here and I was looking for places. I'm like, so I went to school in Lincoln and had a haunted house in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I was like, you know, it wasn't good enough for me. I loved it, don't get me wrong, but it was a town of like 200,000 people. And I'm like, I need somewhere big. This isn't going to work for me. I want something big. I want to put myself on the map. And I had researched all these cities across the country. I was traveling, and I found Las Vegas. And I'm like, oh, there's no haunted houses here. There's really, it's the city's young. It needs help. So I came out to Las Vegas. I picked up and moved. I actually made a ton of money off of a stock. It was purchasing a stock IPO. So back in those days, you could buy any tech stock, and if you could get a hold of it, it would go to the moon. I mean, it was insane. So I bought a tech stock one day, and I had barely any money in my name. And the broker's like, spend $3,500 on this, Jason. I can get you this IPO. And I think it's called Avanex at the time. And I'm like, okay. And I made like $40,000 overnight. And I had never had $40,000 to my name. So I'm like, I made $40,000 overnight. And I'm like, oh my God. And I sold because my guy's like, sell, sell, sell. So I sold. Good idea to sell. And I picked up and moved out to Las Vegas. Got a house here. Got a coveted job, the valet parking job, which back in the day.
Was that your first job?
It was my first job here.
Where?
So it was at MGM Grand. So, and go figure, they were my partners for 15 years after that, after we started Fright Dome. But so I got a coveted valet position, started over there, and then I moved over to the mansion, which is incredible. So I was the only valet parker at the mansion. I sweet talked myself into there somehow. And then I moved to Bellagio. This is all over like a year and a half time period at the most. And then in 2002, I started my first real haunted house here. So it was crazy.
It's crazy because, Fright Dome at 23, I believe, is when I researched. You struck a deal with MGM to launch Fright Dome. It became a fixture here at Circus Circus. But I first moved here about 6 years ago, 2019, and I became familiar with you because of all these experiences that you would have, these immersive experiences like Saw Escape.
Yeah, you were here of Saw first.
Saw was, that's where I almost got in trouble with some of my bosses because of how frightened I was. Good. I mean, that's how, because listen, if you love horror here in our community in Las Vegas, you go to a crazy level. And that's why we're here in the studio. We're going to get to all the great stuff you're doing now because I'm not the biggest horror guy, but I love John Wick. And you have this John Wick experience now at Area 15. We'll get to that. But what's so fascinating about you is you're so, listen, we've all been to haunted houses in our life, right? Growing up, Halloween, you go to your neighbor down the street that really goes all out or anything. You took haunted houses to a cinematic level. And that's why it makes so much sense. You were able to strike deals with Lionsgate, from It to, Saw to, you even did something, Blair Witch, Hunger Games. So you've done a lot of these different types of things. Did you always want to be, even before the valet, was it always about haunted houses, or did you want to be a film director? Did you want to be an actor? What was your first time and growing up becoming infatuated with films?
I was always a creepy little kid. I mean, I didn't look like it. I'm like a wolf in sheep's clothing, so I was always a creepy little kid. You'd see me on the lineup. So back in the day, we were able to dress up on Halloween, in elementary school and stuff. And you could always pick me out on a lineup. They'd be like, oh, there's Freddy Krueger walking down the hall as a fifth grader and stuff. So I would dress up, for our Halloween dress-ups and stuff. And it was so much fun. There was Jason as the Phantom of the Opera. You see, all these are kids as superheroes, nice little princesses in good costumes and stuff. And then you'd see me and you could pick me out a mile
So Jason
away.
Egan was just always into that stuff. And you would they be scared? I mean, would you be super scared to go to like a ridiculous level for like a Halloween, experience as a youngster? Or would you just kind of, was it like Jason Egan Productions level stuff even at like 15? Or
it was crazy. I did better stuff at 15 than professionals do now. I mean, it was nuts. And I love scaring people. Still to this day, I scare the living heck out of people. I mean, we do. I thoroughly enjoy it. I mean, it gets their blood flowing, gets them cussing at me, whatever. It's so much fun. I mean, I've scared celebrities, I've scared Dana White, I mean, I've scared so many fun
Why
people
do you
over the
like
year.
that so much?
It's just fun. People love seeing people get scared, and it gets that adrenaline flowing. I mean, it's a quick way to wake someone up too.
It really,
it's so much fun. It puts a smile on their face. The occasional one, like, if I scare my mom, it's not a good idea.
Right.
Not a good idea. She will, yeah.
What other celebrities have you frightened?
So I've scared a lot of the UFC fighters before. Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather's come through multiple times. Oh my gosh, who else? Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Stevie Wonder came through. With one of my Fright Dome days, he came through. Michael Jackson. I mean, that was, oh my God, Michael Jackson. Because I was a big, huge Michael Jackson fan. Still, he's an amazing performer, probably one of the greatest of all times. I got a phone call at Circus when I was there running Fright Dome, and they said, Jason, Michael Jackson's downstairs. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I thought they were playing a fast one on me, like it'll lock me out or something. I don't know. So they're like, Jason, you need to get down here right now. And I'm like, if I come all the way down there and there's no Michael Jackson, I'm going to be really angry. And lo and behold, there's Michael with all the limousines lined up and stuff, and just completely surprised us. And I'm like, oh my God. And I get to tour him through. Nicest person.
So hold on.
And he had both of his kids with. The kids were dressed as Spider-Man. I believe he was Blanket at the time. He was dressed as Spider-Man. And then Paris was dressed as Little Princess.
Blanket was there, and he was dressed as Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And Paris was there as well. So do you just shut down, you shut down the whole place, or
No.
does he just experience it?
We ran it as normal with his huge security team. We ran it as normal. I took him through, and his security was amazing with me. I mean, probably one of the most memorable things in my life. But then we also had Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne come down and go through a special trip just to go through my Halloween event. They came through a special trip. Sharon was originally going to be just Sharon, and then Sharon's people call and say, do you mind if we bring Ozzy? And I'm thinking to myself, no, please do. I mean, the King of Darkness, absolutely. So Ozzy came down, had a blast. And it was almost like, remember Johnny Carson, the comedian would go up, do his performance.
And he'd call him over to the couch. Then it would get a stamp of approval.
Absolutely. So that was kind of like Sharon and Ozzy when they came through. And then afterwards, Sharon's like, Jason, I really want you to go to dinner with us so we can chat further. We love this. This was great. And I'm like, yeah,
So you went to dinner with them?
We went to Caesars, went to dinner, and they don't have a private room. They stuck us in the middle like a display, and in the middle, and that was insane. Going
what do
with
you
Ozzy
think
and Sharon.
Because I have my reasons on why you're so good at what you do, and I think you probably wouldn't guess what I would say, but I'm curious how you define your success, and why do you think people are making their way to come out and share these experiences with their family. People like Michael Jackson, who can get whatever he wants for his family. Stevie Wonder's blind.
Yeah, absolutely. He went through and he asked, he's like, Jason, can I touch the actor's face? I wanted to feel what they, so I said, the actors on the radio, they're like, absolutely.
Was he still scared even though he was?
Oh my God, he had the best time. Best time. Paris Hilton's been through multiple times. Absolute
So
sweetheart.
what is it? Why are you at such a high level, and these people who can experience anything they want on the face of the earth, they come to see the Jason Egan Experience? What is it about what you're doing and the production you're putting on?
Hard work, and I don't take no for an answer. And we give everything we do 110%. That is truly what it takes. Give everything 110%. Because I run into people all the time. I even look at, when I'm going and making a proposal for something, that job that I want, we will go the extra mile. And I've been in front of mega studio executives and stuff that have just been blown away by a little old Mayan presentation. That's what we do. I've sat in front of, like I said, the best of the best studios, and we will go the extra mile. And the reason I do that is because when I present something to them, and if they say no, at least I know I did everything in my power to give the best presentation before just sticking them with a Word document. I've done videos. I've done rented out facilities for presentations. We went insane with it, and it's just giving it your best, doing it, researching it, and surrounding yourself with a good team as well too that has that same mindset, because that's so important. I'll tell it to anybody, like anything you do, you should give it your best. You really do. If you believe in it, but if you're not giving it your best, then you're doing something wrong. You don't want to do that job anymore. If you're just going in there like it's just a job, even if you work, anywhere, whether, I always say it, I'm like, if I was working at Starbucks, I would want to give the best cup of coffee I possibly could.
More Dry Heat after the break. You're watching Dry Heat with Mike Davis.
I'm not a horror guy at my core like you are. I just don't interact with the genre too much, right? John Wick, I want to say a 4-letter word. It is my thing. I love John Wick. From the first movie on, this film, from a production, from a directing standpoint, the director Chad is this guy who used to be a stunt coordinator. He was a stunt performer. So there's an element to the action that is tremendous. The storytelling is superb, even though there's very little it's just gripping. Keanu Reeves is tremendous. So they've done 4 films, and each film just gets progressively more and more interesting. The first one's a perfect movie. I think it's the perfect action movie.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It sets the stage.
Sets the stage, the stakes. Everything is just great, and there's just no, a lot of the genius is the fact that you're just killing everybody. There's no we're gonna let it slide. He just murders every single
look
person.
At the actors they have in the movies too. Halle Berry, Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah,
incredible actors are in these films. I had the opportunity to meet Halle Berry.
McShane.
So amazing. I mean, these actors are so good, and Chad is one of the best, if not the best, director in Hollywood for action. He's incredible.
So bring us here. So JohnWickExperience.com. It's going down at Area 15. You got to go get tickets now. Go to JohnWickExperience.com. The cool thing is you basically constructed in that universe. They have this hotel that is kind of like a place where all these assassins can basically co-mingle and have the they can be together and not worry so much that bad stuff is going to happen. Of course,
no
sometimes
business conducted on the grounds of the Continental. Right. Yep, no business conducted.
So you kind of took that concept and applied it to Area 15. So we're becoming a part of the John Wick world. Break it down for us.
So they gave us an outer building, which was great because we wanted to do an incredible facade on the experience, and it looks gorgeous when it's all lit up at night. It is stellar. So we took a corner building. It's 13,000 square feet, and we created our very own Las Vegas Continental. I mean, it's incredible. And then, so we've got 2 bars in there. One, you can go just to hang out. You don't have to have a ticket.
You could just go to the bar.
Absolutely, and it's a gorgeous, luxurious bar. Once you step foot in those front doors, you feel like you've just went into a Continental. It's incredible, and we've done our own twist on the Continental. So it's our own Vegas Continental. We didn't reproduce another Continental. It's already in the universe. That was something very important to Chad and Lionsgate, is we created our very own Vegas Continental and gave it its own identity, which is really, really cool. And, like I said, it's about a 15-room experience, and it's about 50 minutes long. It's incredible. I mean, it's so good. The actors are so good. I mean, from the wardrobe to the actors to even the Continental pin on their, on their jackets. I mean, it's incredible. That's something we really pride ourselves in. Like we talked about the detail, it feels like you really went in. And when you meet our concierge, when you go in, you feel like you've just transformed into the Continental. You just went into it. So, I mean, it's really, really cool. But and this one's not an escape room. It's a combination of, it's a theatrical experience. It's got some escape room elements. It's, again, we're going to use the word immersive, but it really is, like I said, from the dictionary definition, I mean, it's really, really, really good.
This is the first thing that you've done, the first thing with the Jason Egan stamp that I feel is made for me. So that's why I'm very excited to go check it out.
We also brought down, so it's like, from everything, from training the actors, a friend of mine created the show Sleep No More in New York City. It's an incredible, if anybody invented immersive, it was Randy Weiner, and he is an incredible producer. And he did this show, Sleep No More. I think it lasted 15 years in New York. And you would go into this McKittrick hotel, and you'd put on a mask, and like a masquerade mask, and you couldn't talk when you're going through the experience. And you would go into the experience, and it was like you were a part of the play. It was incredible. Wow. Like, he was really the pioneer in immersive. And so I called Randy. I'm like, hey, Randy, I need some help, with getting actors trained up. Your actors are some of the best I've ever seen in my life. So he sent me one of his main people, Mallory, and she came down and she trained for weeks with these actors. It's not just about training them for 1 day, 2 days. We train for weeks.
Yeah, you expect a lot of your employees, and I always, and it's like, and you create a great work environment, but every time I've been around you on live TV and the actors and the elements that are at play, even if it's behind the scenes, people in front of the scenes, it's people, like, you really put people in a position to care about their job. It's not just like having a gig,
No, exactly. And you're exactly right. And
because a lot of horror, an escape room, it could just be a gig to pay the bills.
My mentor, he passed away a couple of years back. He owned a haunted house, and he called it a haunted theater called Mystery Manor. And he would always tell me early on, this was when I was a kid, he'd say, Jason, always remember this. You can create the coolest sets in the world, but it all boils down to your actors. Your experience is only as good as your worst actor. So you have to make sure you have
these guys actors. Commit.
Dry Heat with Mike Davis will be right back.
Two last questions for you that I want to know. One, what's the best horror movie of all time in Jason Egan's mind? Number one.
There's so many good ones. I think
you can only pick one though.
Oh, if I have to pick one, is what I grew up with and what I love, genuinely love. I love all of our horror partners. I have to pick two. I would say Nightmare on Elm Street. I loved Freddy Krueger growing up. I loved him as a character. He was so incredible. I mean, just an amazing character. But now I would say current time, so it's got to be two. I would say It, chapter 1 and 2.
Amazing.
Because they were like, I always tell people they were like, and don't get me wrong, I love Saw. I mean, they're one of my favorites, but it was like an Academy Award-winning horror film.
The first one, actors
were so good. Second one, still Bill Hader. You know what I mean? You have all these incredible actors in that film. Jessica Chastain. Who's the guy? James McAvoy.
And Skarsgård is just sickly. He's. I mean, I was hoping like Nosferatu wasn't even at that level.
No.
And I love Nosferatu, but I mean, he was just tremendous in it.
But just how they set the stage in chapter 2, the bridge scene and stuff. I'm like, they just hit you, and I'm like, oh my God, did that just happen? They really did this in this film. I'm like, it is so good, and how they end it, tie everything together.
Yeah,
I don't want to give it away.
It's very well done.
It's so good.
Okay, so I'll take that.
But Andy, the director, one of the best in the business.
Yeah,
I mean, Andy is incredible. Oh yeah, he came through Attraction. He's incredible. His sister, his producing partner, incredible, and they were so excited with our It Experience too. I mean, It Experience is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, it is. We think it's the biggest escape experience in the world. We haven't measured it out or had Guinness come down there, but it's 31,000 square feet. It's nothing to sneeze at. That's for sure.
I mean, we were there for a whole morning, and we could have been there for like a week with all the stuff we could have done.
But that's what's cool. People that that I got to grow up idolizing, like we talked about the Michael Jackson story and stuff. It's like I loved these guys. Growing up. I remember when I was a kid on stage with David Copperfield, and then have the opportunity to be friends with him, and
you were just on stage with him as like a guest.
I was a guest on stage in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I was worried that I was going to screw up his card trick, and of course he had to control this whole situation. It did not screw up, and I was so worried. But then we became friends later, and he's, I love working with all these guys, and it's like all these talented people. Like I said, Stevie Wonder, David Copperfield, Michael Jackson, all these incredible talented artists. Andy, it's for them to come and compliment our stuff. It makes me feel good. That it's like, I guess we did it. If I'm wowing people like that, if Ana de Armas was excited, that when she came through, she's an incredible actress. Probably one of the most popular actresses right now. I mean, unbelievable. And that's what's exciting. I just, like I said, love working with films. I'm a big movie buff too. I love bringing these films to life because everybody gets to see them 2D on the screen, sometimes 3D, 4D, who knows. But, for them to walk through and be a part of the experience, that's what's fun. I always say to safely be a part of the experience. And unlike a movie where they can hide different things, I have to create this environment 360 degrees around you. So in my opinion, I got harder work sometimes, because I don't have just one scene shooting one way, have a sewer scene. I've got to be 360 degrees. I can't cheat it like they can. So
no, you got you got your senses. I mean, it's crazy. But last thing, what's next? Because I'm curious, because I know you definitely you always have something in your mind. I know that about you. I don't know what you can reveal, what you can't reveal, but I mean, I'm so curious. What would be next? What does the next 10 years look like for Jason Egan? Because I could see so many different directions. I could see you getting into directing. I could see you, so what's next for you? What's the next challenge?
And you mentioned directing. That's funny because we have been producers and executive producers on 2 films.
Yeah.
One starring Pedro Pascal called Blood-Sucking Bastards and The Neighbor. So that was fun. That kind of checked off my movie card. I love making films. That's fun and it's exciting, but it's going to be more attractions. To answer your question, we have a couple lined up that are already locked in, ready to go. We're in the design and development phases with them. Can't say what they are right now, but one will shock everybody because it's not my normal, routine by any means. So one is working with a very cool other studio, and it's going to be super exciting. So we're trying to diversify as much as possible to be all over the spectrum, whether that's a kids event, an action experience, a horror experience. We want to be all over the board with that stuff and really, be the one-stop shop for creating these things.
More Dry Heat after the break.
Jason Egan Productions, really making our city way more fun, way more realistic, way more detail-oriented, and he's kind of like the Jerry Seinfeld of I would say haunted houses and experiences. Yeah. I would definitely say
we just got to tell Jerry that too. You never know.
Hey, that's somebody I want to meet as well.
He's awesome.
Maybe I don't know. I'd probably pick Jerry over Ana de Armas. I don't know. I got to figure that out.
Well, yeah, I saw the Weeknd perform yesterday, and I'm like, oh my God, it was so.
Oh, was he? Yeah. He
did a private thing at CinemaCon, and oh my God, what an incredible performer! You can tell just a master of his craft. I mean,
and he's very influenced by Michael Jackson as well.
So good. So good. I said hello to him. That was about it. So incredible.
Do you call him the Weeknd, or do you call him like?
His name's Abel, but I don't really know what he. I don't know. I don't know if you call Lady Gaga, or I don't remember what her real name is. Stephanie, I think.
Stephanie, yeah. The Weeknd. He's got one N. It's one, I think, or one E, or so. Yeah, it's whatever. He does
incredible performance. That's what I love. I love the masters of their craft, and that inspires me.
Well, there you go. One day the Weeknd will be through your experiences.
I hope that'd be cool. I'd invite him. Yeah, that would be amazing.
There you go. All right, the great Jason Egan. Catch our full interview. Everything you've seen here is on our YouTube page and as well on Fox 5. Make sure you catch all this great action out. Jason Egan, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for watching Dry Heat with Mike Davis. Go to our YouTube page, Silver State Sports, to hear our complete interviews.